Stopping intruders from getting in. Students are now more protected than ever before in Janesville. Thanks for joining us at 10. I'm Mark McPherson.
And I'm Maria Lizignoli. A district-wide referendum funded major safety upgrades at the main entrances of school buildings. NBC 15's Gabriella Rusk explains how these secure pathways prioritize safety for every student.
At Monroe Elementary School.
Good morning, welcome to Monroe.
Safety starts at the front door.
We want to be safe, but we also want to create a welcoming environment for education.
Craig Clements is the district's school safety consultant.
My role here is to prepare the school districts and the schools for what to do. So it's a lot more on the preparation side.
He walked me through how the main entrance is different this year.
This is a new system, right?
Correct.
Okay.
The doorbell equipped with the first line of defense.
There's a camera on there. The office will be able to see you and talk back.
Good morning, welcome to Monroe.
School staff can see and talk to a visitor before buzzing them in. Once inside, another barrier separates a visitor from the main office.
So here they can see us and then allow us to come into this door.
Inside the main office, a guest has to sign in and speak with school staff before entering the school through a locked door.
Now we're in the actual physical part of the school building.
The idea is to eliminate any threat at any point.
It's all these different intervention points that can be used to prevent somebody from entering in where the kids are.
We just wanted something more formal rather than people coming in and meandering around our building.
Dan McCrea is the Chief Financial Officer for the School District of Janesville.
If we were building a new school today, we would have a secure pathway.
He says the Secure Pathways project was funded through the district referendum. In 2020, Janesville voters approved $22.5 million for safety and security upgrades. Construction started in 2021 and is now complete at all 18 academic buildings.
Before we really looked at athletic facilities, before we looked at upgrading other components of our building infrastructure, just really focusing on the safety element.
It's just always keeping safety and security at the forefront and not getting lax about it.
The Director of Pupil Services, Kim Perrenboom, says staff are trained to keep the doors closed.
We don't just let anybody into our building.
And lines of communication open with law enforcement.
To identify students or individuals within the community of concern and trying to be proactive in getting them resources in advance before something does happen.
With nearly 30 years spent working as a Janesville police officer.
Spent the last 4 as an SRO at one of the high schools.
Clements has experience assessing threats, a benefit in his new position.
So coming into this role, I think I have just a little different perspective on safety as a whole.
Using his knowledge to ensure school pathways remain secure.
Parents trust us with their kids during the school day, so we have to do our best to keep them safe.
Without putting a price tag on safety.
Everybody has come to understand the importance of safety, and sometimes it costs money to make these improvements, but it's worth it.
The district office is the last building in need of a secure pathway. The referendum also provided money for other infrastructure maintenance, like replacing building windows and heating system upgrades. In the studio, Gabriella Rusk, NBC 15 News.